right, welcome back to another episode of Orange Peelers. We don't even need to talk about the Dogs today, Zane, because it was the exact same as last
we'll copy
week.
and paste the exact clip we said about them, like, because it's like the exact same sort of game, exact same sort of scoreline, not the same, but similar.
But how you doing, Zane?
I'm good. Rabbitoh's on a roll at the moment. A bit of hard news with Latrell being out for a few weeks. Isn't that just strange? Like, as Origin's always around, somehow gets injured.
I feel like I've jinxed him because do you remember last week I said to you, how long until he gets injured or suspended? And you said that's not going to happen.
I mean, he's played his traditional half a season, so I guess it's time for him to have his time off now. So,
how many weeks had he played in a row now? Like a few.
He's played 11 games this year.
But how many in a row had he played since he came back? Maybe like 4,
Dragons,
including Origin?
Cowboys, then we won 5 or 7. He would have played
7 games in a row. Too much for Paul Latrell. Too much for him. Oh well, speedy recovery, Latrell Mitchell. We miss him in Origin.
Yeah, so
I don't miss him
big loss,
anywhere
isn't
else.
he?
Speaking of Origin, we may as well talk about Origin, Zane, because the Origin teams dropped. What day is it? Tuesday?
Yes.
So yesterday and Sunday
New
night.
South Wales with a very similar side. Queensland, handful of changes. One change which just baffles me a lot in the back row of Queensland, but we'll get into that.
Let me pull up the teams. We'll start with Queensland because actually, no, you know what? Let's start with New South Wales because there's not that much to talk about. Obviously, Dylan Edwards is at fullback again. How do you feel about that?
No, can't argue with it. Killed it in the last game. I think Tedesco, he's been playing well, but he's stick and thick is what I'm trying to say.
And then the wingers, Toe Lomax.
Can't deny it. I said they were probably our 2 best players. All of them played well, so I can't really say 2 best players, but they're both never going to lose their spot.
Yeah. Now, the main change, I think there's 2 changes all up, but the main one is the replacement of Latrell Mitchell. Now, before we talk about who has replaced him, who would you have replaced him with?
Tom Trbojevic.
Oh, really? Even after he's like, he wasn't fantastic on the weekend.
I mean, we were saying like the other week how we don't think he'd be able to find his way back into this side this year. And I'm like, he's just an Origin-born player.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm like, you know what? Why not just throw him in there at centre and see how he goes? But Bradman Best, you can't. That would have been disrespectful to him. If we
obviously Bradman Best is picked there. It would have been, that's just rude to Bradman Best to suggest Turbo should have been picked. I think based on how Latrell, far out, I'm all over the place here. Based on how Turbo played on the weekend, probably wasn't in Origin form. Obviously, 1 game back, you can't expect him to be in Origin form. He's just come back from an injury. And I think that leaves
that often, though. We just come back from an injury.
Yeah. Same with Latrell, back from injury or suspension, usually. Nah, he hasn't been suspended in a while, to be fair.
But he was this year.
Oh, well, there you go.
When he elbowed Sean Johnson.
Yeah, very true. But I think when you see Turbo play on the weekend, you probably go, okay, he's probably not ready, especially for a decider at Suncorp. And that left it between...
Initial thought, I had Trbojevic. I was like, why not? But
that's fair. Like, last week, I was saying, like, if Turbo's back...
Left me with 3 options. Solali, Best, Matt Burton.
Well, I was literally about to say it left it with 3 options. I thought they were going to go Suaalii.
I thought they were
because he played game 1. He was in camp for game 2. Obviously, Matt Burton, people throw him up there, but he's just not a centre, so he's not even an option in my opinion.
Centre?
Not a centre. That was 3 years ago. He's not a centre. Simply not a centre. And so that left it between Bradman Best and Suaalii. I like Bradman Best there, to be honest.
I do as well. He's been a gun for the Knights lately.
Yeah.
Been an absolute gun.
Like, obviously, there's other, like, you'd prefer Latrell there. You'd prefer informed Turbo there. But I think between Best and Suaalii, like, I don't really mind either way, to be honest. Like, I have the same feelings, but Best has been the best in Origin.
Yes, he had 1
out
game
of the 2.
He killed it last year, but, that was obviously a dead rubber.
But still,
at the end of the day,
he killed
outstanding,
it.
But
2 tries.
This time he's going to have Jerome Luai instead of Cody Walker next to him. So that'll be interesting
Very
to see
true.
how that go. But
and a lot more to play for and at Suncorp. But I feel like if you compare Bradman Best's Origin career to Suaalii's, I think one of them stands very far above the other. Suaalii, unfortunately, not the best to be. But as I said, like, I thought they were going to go Suaalii because they was in camp for game 2.
And I think like they would have just wanted to stick because they brought Edwards back in for game 2, so that was my thinking there. That Suaalii would just come in.
Yeah, they'd be loyal towards him. But no, I like it. Obviously, Critter's the other centre. He should be captaining the state, I think, at this stage.
Don't think so. I think it should be Cam Murray, but
I won't argue with that.
Co-captains. Go with Gerbo.
Surely we can come to an alliance then, and we Critter, Cam Murray, co-captains.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Why not? The halves, Luai and man of the match, Mitch Moses.
Exact same as the last game.
And as it should be. I mean, I wouldn't mind Matt Burton at 6. I think if we need a field goal late in the game in Origin, you probably, you'd have to activate him for
your Burdens and Latrells and Who else
Yeah.
can kick one out there?
Yeah, Latrell can kick him.
Yeah,
Moses can kick him.
No, he can sometimes, Latrell. Sometimes he's...
He can kick him far.
He would, yeah, so we're
when he
glad
gets
we
onto
got
him.
Moses there as well. Glad we
Lomax?
Glad we don't have Nico
Lomax, is it?
Hines out there for the field goals.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lomax as well.
He's kicked 2-point field goals this year,
Yeah, he
Lomax. It would actually, like, in all seriousness, obviously Daly Cherry Evans is a Queensland halfback. Him and Burton in a field goal shootout would be very entertaining.
And Cleary.
And you have
And Moses.
Like, you have Moses there, you have Val Holmes there for Queensland.
That would be an interesting grand final take instead of the sprint race, the field goal contest.
Yeah.
Get like
Yeah.
one player from each side.
Who can kick it the
We'll
furthest?
pick the Sharks from the Sharks, so we're going to pick Nico, are we?
Yeah. Well, he's a bit injured at the moment, isn't he? Who else? Oh, yeah, there's not really any Sharks field goal kickers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Would you go
saying.
Latrell from Souths?
Yeah.
You'd have to,
yeah,
eh?
Yeah, I'd go Latrell.
You go Burton.
Wouldn't pick Dry Arrow, tell you that much. We saw how that went against the Tigers that time. Yeah, so
That's right. Yeah,
it has to be Latrell.
Josh Morris kicked one similar to that dry arrow once upon a time.
Yeah.
He tried to hit one from near the sideline.
Adam Reynolds is a great field goal kicker as well.
For Broncos.
Yeah, for the Broncos, yeah.
You'd have Paps in there for Storm.
I'd probably go
Paps can kick it.
Munster or Hughes could.
I think
nail him as well.
I'd go Paps over
Yeah,
that. I think he's kicked more.
Cowboys would go Town. Oh, Holmes actually, not Town.
You go Holmes,
Johnson
surely.
for the Warriors. Raiders, he'd go.
Scotty Drink would have gone on to it.
Fogarty, I guess. Around Fogarty.
Oi,
Or
that's the
Rapana.
thing. Raiders don't really have any field goal.
Yeah, Fogarty and Rapana. Are
Like
the two I
they've
can
both
name.
kicked them, but they've also both missed them. Although so has Matt Burton. Anyway, let's get back into Origin. I could sit here and talk about field goals all day if I wanted to. After my last 2 weeks, the forwards, as we mentioned, Jake Trbojevic still captains the
I
state
think
and
the
penalties.
forwards, the starting forwards is the exact same. I don't think there's any changes.
Even and same with the
Yeah,
hookup.
not at all.
Let me put it this way then, because obviously it's all the same. Is there any changes you would have made?
No, except like maybe with Trbojevic. Like I'm like, give him
Yeah.
more minutes maybe. Like
Yeah.
either that or I don't know. Like
It's still such a weird situation with Jake Trbojevic because obviously we know why he's being picked. It's because he's the captain. He does have that leadership off the field in the team huddle, but it's just like if he wasn't the captain, he shouldn't be getting picked.
Yes.
There's better options at prop in my opinion, and that's respectfully to him, of course. And you can't deny the impact he's had on the team. He's obviously got them performing, and he's leading them well. But yeah, it's a weird situation with his minutes. The bench.
I think the highlights for the Blues is the back rowers. They've been our two best players.
Martin
this
and
series.
Crichton?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Liam Martin is, both of them have
They've
been so good.
I think one of those two are going to win the Wally Lewis medal, which we'll get to.
There you go.
If the Blues were to win the series,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
hope that happens.
hopefully. So Connor Watson, Isaiah Yeo, and Lenu hold their bench spots. Ola Kawatu is dropped to the reserves, and
Mitch Barnett.
I like it.
I like it as well.
I like
when
it.
I heard Olakau'atu was going to be out, I thought Keon was coming in.
Oh, really?
Because I just had a feeling, but then I heard about Barnett, and I'm like, actually, it's not a bad choice because they got a middle,
Yeah.
well, pardon me, on the bench. Because what's the point in having a back row when the two starting back rowers have been our two best players?
Yeah.
Like, where's Olakau'atu? I think that's the thinking behind it.
And
It's like,
that's
when is he ever going to take off Crichton? And
well, that's what I was about to say as well. Like there's a lot to like about Mitch Barnett, but one of the things to like about him is he can play back row if he has to.
yes,
anyway.
he did play back row at the Knights, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing back row and middle at the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, so if they want him to play back row, if they want him in the middle, they can. And same with Isaiah Yeo, realistically. And Cameron Murray can also shift to the back row. So when you've got that cover there, you may as well bring in another forward. I feel like game 2, we dominated the middle. That was an area that undeniably New South Wales were far better in. And I feel like Queensland, instead of learning from being dominated in the middle and picking some more forwards, they've actually sort of stripped it back. And I feel like they've got a weaker forward pack for this game. So I feel like bringing in a Barnett who can play through the middle, play a back row, it almost strengthens the forwards, in my opinion.
Barnett
is a
I'm very
really big
excited
move.
to see him in Origin. I think he's the second Warriors player to represent. New South
There you go.
Wales.
Who was the
It
first?
was Ryan Hoffman.
Oh, there you go. That's
think 2015.
Barnett has been very good this year.
He has.
He's been so good.
Underrated.
You sing about him a
as
lot.
well. Yeah, underrated.
Connor Watson obviously holds his bench spot. He played 15 minutes off the bench in game 2.
Kind of just came on. Game was over. Give him a run.
I like it. Obviously, he covers a lot of positions. And if you remember game 2, Zane, my biggest critique of the New South Wales team list was the 18th man because, as I said, Connor Watson's good cover on the bench. It's good utility, but you may as well have that extra coverage for, what did I say, for the back 5? And I said Gutho or Burton or Scotty Drinkwater's got to be at 18th man. Imagine, I know you listen to the podcast, mate, because you've listened. Matt Burton is back at 18th
Or
man.
do you think it's because the Bulldogs have the bye and he's like, won't get criticised for picking him?
So are you asking me, is it either Madge listens to the podcast or it's because Bulldogs have the bye?
I think it could be a bit of both. But
Well, I think he listens to the podcast.
yeah, we'll go with that option.
I think, as I said for game 2, I feel like surely the Bulldogs were into Madge a little bit being like, hey, don't pick him at 18th man. And yeah, now they have the bye. He comes back in. And I obviously I don't wish New South Wales lost game 2, but in some way I do, because then I could, be like, oh, Matt Burton, they couldn't win without him. They need him back in. But they actually were perfectly fine without him at 18th man. But hopefully they win again, because otherwise he'll be a bit of a bad luck charm at 18th man.
Yeah.
Won't he?
Well, they didn't win last time he was in. Have Blues ever won it? Oh, yes, they won.
They won
first
game
he played,
2.
yeah. No, he played, the Perth game.
Yeah. And I think they've won one.
He's
Maybe
only
they
played,
haven't.
he's only played 2, hasn't he?
The game 3, he was 18th man last year, I think.
Yeah, so
he's only played 2. So he
Yeah.
played game 2 and game 3, 2022. And then he was 18th man for 2 games last year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which 2, but I'm pretty sure one of them was game 3, because Gutho was on the bench.
Yeah.
And I think Gutho had previously been 18th man. I hope, this is my dream scenario. Obviously, the rest of the extended bench, Olaquado and Kiri, which...
Sorry,
the team lists are
yes,
out.
they are. Okay.
How you feeling
That's
about the CS
how I
teams?
expected. We'll get to it soon.
Okay.
It's exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's just sort of the same thing as game 1, where it looks like you look at the teams, you go, okay, Burton's the backs coverage. I don't think he is. A lot of people have been saying,
I think Watson is, even.
I think they'll just call someone in, because Bradman Best obviously has that hamstring injury. I think if he goes down, Suoliti probably just gets called in.
Yes.
A lot of people are
Or
saying...
Travovic even, but
Yeah.
I'm a bit...
A lot of people are saying,
skeptical
oh,
about
Matt Burton is, he's the centre coverage. I just think he's 18th man again. Like we saw what happens with Edwards goes down, Teddy comes straight in. I think it'll be the same thing. But boy, oh boy, do I hope Matt Burton gets activated and kicks a winning field goal in State of Origin. There is nothing I need more in my life than Matt Burton kicking a winning field goal at Suncorp in a decider to win Origin, Zane.
Yes, that would be interesting. It's like Brett Finch reminiscent, isn't it?
Please never, ever put Matt Burton and Brett Finch in the same sentence ever again. Please never, ever do that ever again, Zane. That is... Oh, boy. Let's... No.
dear.
Let's talk about Queensland. Let's just move
I
on.
forgot about that part of Brett
Let's
Finch.
just
I
move
was
on,
bringing up
bruh.
the Origin Brett Finch.
I'd compare it to Joey 05, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a better comparison. No, like Hodgkin. Let's compare him to Hodgkinson.
Yeah, Hodgkinson, 1 year
Even
wonder.
though he didn't come in
1
late.
year wonder.
Exactly,
Trent
that's
Hodgkinson.
it. That's it. He won New South Wales the series. He did his job. So Queensland, they've kept Reece Walsh at fullback. Obviously, that just sort of makes sense. There was some...
It was wasn't good, but we'll get to the bench soon.
Yeah.
Who's come in there.
Well, there was
which is very
whispers that
interesting.
Ponga could start at fullback, or people were calling for him because, Reece Walsh
Yeah, but they're
hasn't been great
Queenslanders,
since
remember?
he's...
So I said, they're still Queenslanders.
And that's a good point, Zane.
whatever reason he said that for.
One thing to note about this Queensland 1 to... Even just like 1 to 17, but also from what I can see in the reserves, they're all Queenslanders. They're all Queenslanders, which is interesting. Because in the past, to be fair, they haven't always been Queensland. You should look at Greg Inglis, not a Queenslander.
They're not all Queenslanders, these guys either.
Who? Who's not?
I saw a video about it the other day. There's a few of them born in New Zealand.
Well, there
Ford
you go.
Wakers was born outside of Australia.
So when Slater said they're all
Nana
Queenslanders, he was just
born
lying.
outside of Australia.
There you go. Not all Queenslanders. The back line, this is where the magic has really happened because Coates has been ruled out and Talangi has been ruled
dropped,
out.
has he? Or
No, they're
ruled
both
out?
injured.
Okay.
Both injured. So Cobbo comes back in despite sitting out game 2. Some people say he was injured, but I'm pretty sure he was quoted saying he wasn't just in the right mental place as well.
Yeah.
And sort of made himself unavailable. But now he's suddenly back. Gagai comes back in, which scares me because the last time he played, he destroyed Matt Burton.
He did, yes.
Hammer obviously holds his centre
And
spot.
Holmes goes
and
to
Holmes
the
shoots at the
wing.
wing. Now, my first thing I want to say here is, and I want to ask you a question before we get deep into this back line. Do you think Val Holmes is only in this back 5 because of the 2 injuries?
I think he is. I think he's very lucky to have kept his spot in
Yeah.
this team.
Because I think if those 2 players don't get injured, do you think he gets dropped?
Yeah, I think Gagai will be the centre.
Yeah.
I think it's just up.
And like Gagai's named at centre, which sort of implies that as well. Overall, obviously, Cobbo back, Gagai back, Holmes back. What's your overall thoughts?
It's an interesting back. It's not what I expected. I think.
What'd you expect?
I think it's. I would have expected because I didn't know. I would have expected Talangi to stay.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would have expected I would have thought Holmes would have stayed. But I'm saying I reckon looking at that lineup, he would have been gone if Talangi was all
Yeah.
coached for a fit.
Yeah.
But no, it's a solid back line. They're going to do some damage.
Gagai just actually scares me so much. Him in that Queensland jersey.
Legend.
Rabbitohs legend. I just he always performs
Maybe his
in
brother
the
will
Queensland
be
jersey.
there in a few years' time.
Maybe.
Killing it, scoring some tries.
He also just has, he's so consistent, but he's going to have that hunger in him because he hasn't played since 2022.
And he always
he's
shows
been
up.
in the
He
reserves.
always shows up in Origin.
That's what I mean. That's what I
He's
literally,
always been.
that's what I'm saying. And so that scares me. The halves have stayed the same, Dearden and Cherry Evans. Obviously, skips his nation.
The front middles have stayed the same.
Cotter and Collins and Ben Hunt starting at hooker.
Now, number 11.
David Fafita.
Kurt Capewell.
Oh, not David Fafita.
No.
Why isn't it David Fafita?
Since apparently he didn't have the off-season and he's not at the standard he was last year.
Does he have some photos of Billy Slater or something?
Kurt Capewell. What's he done this year at the Warriors?
Well,
what's he done in Origin?
Ahead of game 2, we were questioning had he even played NRL this year.
Okay. I didn't think he had a great game in game 2, but he's there.
He was he was a liability in game 2.
Yeah, I don't know what Fafita's done to offend Billy Slater, but he should definitely be there.
Well, it's one thing to sit here and go...
I still would have kept Jaden Sewer there over Kurt Capewell.
It's one thing to go, oh, why isn't Fafita there? It's another thing to go, okay, let's also promote Kurt Capewell to start back row.
I don't know what they're doing there, but...
Oh, mate, you know what? It actually makes sense because he was obviously the utility in game...
You watch him come out and have a great game now.
Well, he was the utility in game 2, right? So maybe they've gone, if we make the utility start, they can have more forwards on the bench. Because I assume... Oh... No, they've just still got a utility on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's not what they've done at all.
I don't know, but no, you look at the bench, they do have another utility.
That's what I'm saying.
2 utilities.
I thought maybe their thinking was, Kurt Capewell goes to second row and can act as a utility,
But
and they can just stack the bench with forwards.
They're still Queenslanders. So.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry for criticising you, Billy Slater. As a New South Wales fan, looking at that makes me happy.
Yeah, but you watch Kurt Capewell have like a really awesome game now, like man of the match.
The bench, Harry Grant, who is notably injured.
Yes, Reid Marnie is in reserves.
Don't tease me, Zane. Don't tease me. Mo Fodawaker, Felice Kafusi, and Pong Pong. KP
Dog is back.
How good?
And then there's Trent Liero, Brendan Piacura, and Reid Marnie.
Talk to me.
I think those 18 and 19 should probably, I think, are better players than Kurt Capewell this year and probably should be in the side over him.
Talk to me, though, about Kalen Ponga being back after one game. Obviously, Turbo back 1 week, didn't get picked. Ponga now in. What do you reckon?
Well, Dalian medalist last year. I think he would have been in that position over Cobbo game 1 and 2 if he was available.
Do you like them sticking to the utility off the bench thing?
Well, we've seen they need it.
Do they?
We saw what happened with Walsh.
Yeah, and 100%. And don't get me wrong, I'm still...
criticised them for having Cobbo there, and look how it worked.
Well, I didn't criticise them for having Cobbo there because I think you have to have a utility. But my thing is they've also got a hooker. They've got 2 forwards on the bench, and in game 2, they were dominated in the forwards. And that's where I'm like, maybe Queensland can only afford to have... I think Queensland need 3 forwards on the bench. I'm not saying don't have a utility, but I think you've got to pick either do the hooker thing or do a utility. Like New South Wales have done. They've gone utility. I just don't think they can afford to only run with 2 forwards. I think, as I said, I think it's a weaker forward pack than game 2, and they got dominated in game 2. I think Kalen Pong obviously coming off the bench and playing, I assume he'll play through the middle at lock, like he did when he first played Origin. That's scary. Him and Reece Walsh on the field together, that gives me nightmares, to be fair. But like, imagine you look up defending New South Wales and you got Reece Walsh on this side of the play the ball and Kalen Pong over here, and you're like,
what do I do? What do we do?
But like, I think it's a light forward pack, and New South Wales should win through the middle. Trent Liero at 18th man.
I think he's been a better player than Capewell there, but I still wouldn't have him there.
Like,
where is Dave Fafita?
Yeah.
Like, how are these 3 all in the side and Dave Fafita's not?
Reid Marnie deserves
regardless of the standards he set for himself. He should be in this side.
Yeah.
He's the best back rower in the comp.
I don't understand what's happening. Even if you look at his stats, like Slater keeps saying, oh, he's just not playing to the same level as last year. He is, statistically. I know Slater's after effort areas and stuff, but like, it's David Fafita.
He got asked, I think it was NRL 360 asked him, like, he was getting chased by a bunch of clubs for a lot of money.
Yeah.
People want him out their team.
Yeah.
Why don't the Queensland Maroons want him?
Maybe he's not a Queenslander anymore.
Yeah. Well,
is that the case?
They're all those guys.
He only picks Queenslanders. Reid Marnie in Origin, Zane. You can't read about it.
Don't want it to happen.
Can you imagine, say, like, because obviously Harry Grant's in doubt.
It's
So
an old photo of him they got
they're using an old one. They don't have the updated one. Can you imagine him, like, say he comes onto the bench for Harry Grant. Harry Grant gets ruled out, just hypothetically. Reid Marnie comes on and just starts niggling our middles.
I hope they destroy him. Because I can't stand the guy anymore.
I think...
Don't know what's happened to him recently, but he's turned into a bit of a pain.
He's a bit of McEnnis, baby.
Yeah, I don't know where that never...
Can you imagine how niggly he'd be in Origin?
Can
I give you a hot take? I don't even know if this is that hot. I was saying this to someone yesterday. I genuinely believe, and let me cook here. Say Reid Marnie plays. Now, we see what Reid Marnie does week to week in Clubland, all right? He niggles, and usually he'll get headbutted or people will run in, and he's got multiple people sin bin this year. But nobody has punched him, right? I think New South Wales are going to come in and say, if the game's over or whatever, if Reid Marnie's niggling, this is state of origin. Wait, let me cook. I think New South Wales is going to be like, this is state of origin. If you're going to get sin binned for reacting to Reid Marnie, don't headbutt him, don't push him, punch him in the face. I think Reid Marnie, if he niggles, is going to get punched hard in Origin. Well, I really do.
I don't reckon that's even going to just happen in Origin. I reckon in general.
You reckon it's getting to that stage in Clubland?
If the Bulldogs lose by a big score and the game's over, just do it.
And I'm not saying somebody's going to punch him just for no reason because it's Reid Marnie. I think if he's niggling, I think
Wait, stop for a sec. I think they're getting in the car.
The car left.
Didn't it just get back? Anyway, continue.
I think they're not just going to punch him for no reason, but I think the message is going to be if he is niggling, if you're going to do anything to him to get sin binned, don't get sin binned for a headbutt. Don't get sin binned for, pushing him. Get sin binned for punching him in the face. I think that's what the message would be.
I'd love to see it.
I wouldn't love to see it because I like Reid Marnie, but goodness me.
And that's why I'm devo that the Rabbitohs aren't playing the Bulldogs again this year. So
I just think...
see Jairo or David Moali just belt him in the face.
I think he's lucky he's wearing headgear for this game because he might need it.
He still wears headgear, doesn't he? For the Dogs, yeah.
Because of his cauliflower ear. Yeah. Plus his left ear. You've seen his ear?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty unlucky. He doesn't have the prettiest ears in rugby league.
For some reason, I thought he lost the headgear. Like he doesn't wear it anymore.
Still wears it. Yeah. Maybe somebody will knock it off his head. But have you seen that? Like obviously, a bit off topic on Origin, but we're about to move on from Origin. But headgear, the amount of Bulldog players that wear headgear currently. So you have Blake Wilson, Stephen Crichton, Matt Burton, Josh Curran, Jamin Salmon starting wearing it, Reid Marnie, Ryan Sutton is out for the season, hasn't played this year, but he wears headgear. That's 7 players. I feel like I've forgotten someone as well. Yeah, Luai, Toto. They had Critter.
They only did because Critter started wearing it.
Toto wore blue headgear in Origin.
They've just stuck with it. Toto doesn't every game though.
No,
I think Luai, it's more because of his hair.
Talis Duncan, he loves to wear his headgear and then take it off.
Does it to get comfortable. That's what
that's
comfortable.
Apparently it's a...
I watched him on the weekend. I saw him take it off like 10 minutes after he came on.
What's it called? I can't believe I've forgotten the word. Like when... a superstition. It's when apparently superstitious and wears it. Yeah, basically to get comfortable and then he must...
I don't think there's any other
he plays better.
Wear it.
Yeah, no.
There isn't, no.
I just wanted to talk about Talis Duncan's superstition of
wearing it. Jai Gray wears it. Jai Gray wears it as well.
A lot of people compare Jai Gray to me, actually.
Who else wears headgear still?
Oh, there's plenty.
Walsh did.
Ponga.
Ponga.
Matt Burton. Obviously, I already said him, but I just want to mention him.
I don't even notice headgear on players anymore. It's just kind of like... Because the players that wear it just wear it every game, so you just don't even notice it anymore.
Every now and then you get a player that's been injured.
Yeah, some players they like wearing it, so...
Yeah.
Like Matt Burton, I'm like, okay, go for it then.
Well, like I know we're very off topic, but I want to use 2 examples of like why players wear headgear. So Matt Burton wears it to honour his friend that passed away in high school. He actually debuted with his friend's headgear on, like the headgear that his friend owned, and then eventually sort of grew out of that headgear, and now he's with Madison and just wears it. So he probably is just used to it. And Ponga reckons he wears it. I don't know if this is true, but this is what he said on a podcast once. He wears it because he was playing like school footy and someone like had headgear and he wore it in a game as a joke, like just because why not, like for a laugh, and then played really good. And so then was like, just started wearing it. But Connor Watson thinks Kalen Ponga does it for money.
You wore it in charity match.
Yeah, I wear. Yeah. I've played footy.
Headgear did.
Donny Sports,
did, yes.
headgear hero.
The fullback Kylan.
Kylan wears headgear.
I'm trying to think who else.
Jason David.
Jason wears headgear. How could I forget? Hectic Fred probably would if he played.
Hectic Fred was wearing headgear at the game on the weekend.
That's why I reckon if he played.
Have you heard Hectic Fred's headgear yarn? Every time he's worn it to the game, the Dogs have
Yes,
won.
I know.
Including
no,
on the weekend.
actually, I'll tell a lie there because I went to Bulldogs vs Eagles last year.
And he had it on.
Yeah.
Maybe he lied to me.
Maybe he's talking about this year.
Maybe
he's
yeah, he
talking
must
about
mean
this
this year. He said it's, yeah.
But I reckon he'd wear it.
Magic Headgear.
I didn't wear it when I played. Hainsey didn't wear
He
it,
should
did
have.
he?
Nah, Hainsey didn't. Ados
wears it,
Ados
yes,
wore
as well,
Headgear.
yes.
Yeah, Hainsey says that I look like Jai Gray because obviously he's short
Oh,
headgear,
yes, I know. That's what
and
he
I'm
said
short
in,
in
That's what he said in the
headgear.
Charity Shield. He's
Yeah.
like, Winston gets the ball. He'll probably bring it up again.
Bit of the
Thursday
same
night.
movement as well.
Yeah.
Same skill level, I'm sure. Zane, Origin. We've gone over the teams. Anything else to mention on
No,
the
we
teams?
just went over it all then.
Yep.
Before
Hey, I'm happy to
there.
sit here and talk in depth about Headgear. That's what people come to Orange Peelers for. Let's give some predictions, Zane. We're going to go winner and score, and we're going to go Wally Lewis medal.
Okay.
We won't worry about try scorers. Nobody cares.
Are you going to be
about
like my dad and reckons Blues will win by 20? Because I'm not.
that. Really? No, I don't
I reckon
think so.
Blues by 2.
Can you give me an exact score?
14 to 12.
Oh, low scoring. I like it.
And like it'll be the game winning 2-point field goal.
Really?
Zach Lomax.
Lomax.
Yeah.
Oh. And
Like,
then
well,
give me
with 5 minutes to go.
and then give me a
Pumps it.
Wally Lewis medal winner. Oh, you said back rows
I'm
before?
gonna go Angus Crichton.
Angus, I
It's
like it.
So tight, like I could easily say Liam Martin as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so tight, but I think even Zach Lomax would
Moses?
be out there. Moses played 2 games, so that's my only.
But Billy Slater played pretty much
He did,
one
and
game
lost-
in
he played 2
2018 and
games,
lost the series.
and got it. Yeah.
Slater could win it as coach, I think.
Probably could, yeah. But
Never
I
said.
feel Lomax.
He's a Queenslander.
I'm picking between Lomax, Crichton, and Martin, but I'm gonna go with Crichton.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I feel like I was going to say it's a safe option. I don't know if it's safe. I think it's just a good prediction. It's not obvious, but it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Likely, if that makes sense. For me, Zane, I mentioned it before. Matt Burton at 18th man would be nice to see him get activated. So I'm going to play into that a little bit. Let's go New South Wales 17 to 16.
For 1
Field
point.
goal. Matt Burton field goal, of course.
Okay.
Golden point. Matt
It'll
Burton.
be extra time, not golden point.
Oh, extra time. No, golden point.
No, it's extra time.
They get through the extra time period,
Oh,
still
okay.
tied. Matt Burton, golden point.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling. 3 games in a row that would make it. Bulldogs, and then New South Wales because they have the bye. 17-16. And my Wally Lewis medal, I was going between Moses, Martin, and Crichton. You've taken Crichton. I won't copy you. I feel like if Burton's activated, that means he's probably playing and kicking a field goal. He's probably in the halves, which means maybe Moses has been injured. I'm going to go Liam Martin.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to match up with my 17-16 prediction. Although Moses probably, from New South Wales, my safe option. I do also want to say, if I'm being completely honest, I probably do think Queensland win the game.
So do I.
Who do you think should be favourites? Queensland?
Queensland.
Yeah.
100%.
But when New South Wales
we saw in
win, so-
22 what happens.
Yeah.
So I feel like Queensland should
Yeah.
win, and I feel like Hammer will probably get player of the series.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. I think if Queensland...
I'm
Or
biased.
Daly.
Or Daly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm biased, so I'm going with that.
Yeah, same. I'm very biased
Blues
towards
by
Matt
2.
Burton. Blues by 2. Blues by 1. Blues by 2 has a ring to it. Blues by 2.
By 2.
I like it. It's like this kid, when I was doing my interviews after the game, he said, in 2024, it's coming home to Belmore. I was like, oh, that's actually got like a nice ring to it. It rhymes. Nice, short,
2024
sweet.
home to Belmore.
Yeah.
not
Do you know,
that
it's
bad.
like a nice little saying I'm going to start using. So shout out to that kid that was in my video. He's like, in 2024, it's coming home to Belmore. I was like, did you intentionally rhyme that, or did you just come up with a sick catchphrase? Zane, random topic change. Round 18, who do you think won the predictions?
Me, hopefully.
Hopefully you.
Yeah.
You did win.
Yeah, did I?
You're marching back just like, as we
Finally.
say every week, like South Sydney. It's now 12-6 with 9 weeks left.
Not as good as record as South Sydney's. You know, I'm not 2 points behind you, but
Well, I'm pretty sure South can afford to lose 3 more games.
3 more, pretty much, yeah.
With 9 weeks left, you can afford to lose, I think, 1 or 2 more.
Yes.
So, and you tipped 1 from 7 last week.
Yes,
so you better
don't
get your
bring
act
that up,
together.
don't bring that
And then
up.
we had the exact same tips this week. All right, Zane, let's review the week, I suppose, starting with the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Destroying the Parramatta Eels. Should have won by a lot more, but it doesn't matter. I'll take the 16-point win in wet conditions, but
Yep.
it was an awesome game. They played outstanding, and what I was most impressed with was the defence, especially on the edge. Mm-hmm. And I must say, Tane Milne and Richie Kenner, who I've been I don't dislike as players, but defensively they're a bit iffy sometimes. They were outstanding in this game.
Yeah.
The whole back line was like the amount of times Para just got a quick ball out to the wing as you thought they were in for raw money, and then South players just were there to stop it.
I feel like Richie Kenner and who'd you say the other one was?
Tane Milne.
Tane Milne. I feel like specifically Richie Kenner and Jacob Gagai.
Yes,
I feel like they have
awesome
both improved a lot this season.
And I think they've improved since Walker's moved to that side of
Yeah.
the field, and
Yep.
Dean Hawkins has come out.
I can't believe it took them so long to put wide.
And that's why I'm saying you can't put your money on Johnston to score anymore, because Walker's not on that side of the field
Yeah.
anymore, which leads Latrell to go on the right side, and Gagai's getting all the tries now.
Yeah.
And Johnston's just kind of he's there.
Well, Gagai scored 2.
Yeah.
So
But that's because Walker's on the right side.
yeah, you're not like
So it's
yeah,
evidence
spot on.
that Johnston does get fed his tries, isn't it?
Catch and put down.
Yeah, so we must see Jacob Gagai.
Are
this
you trying to
time.
tell me that he might not break the record?
I think he will break the record.
How far is he
He's
away?
29 years old. He's like 20 tries away. He'll break it. He will. South will
Will
make
he?
sure, and the NRL will make sure he breaks it as well.
Maybe
Trust
the
me.
NRL will make sure he doesn't.
No, they will.
You reckon?
Or do you reckon it'll cost them money for rebranding? Like,
Well, that's what I mean. The medal's
the
named
Alex-
after Ken. It's
Do
Ken,
you
Ken
reckon they
Irvine.
would
isn't it?
rename it?
They'd have to, wouldn't they?
You'd think, yeah.
Once he retires.
You'd have to retire first, yeah, but
Sure, like, yeah, you have to. He's a top try scorer.
yeah, it's not Ken Irvine anymore. Yeah, probably would.
I don't know.
assume.
I don't know if they would though. Like when Kobe died in the NBA, they didn't really rename anything.
Yeah, it's the only record he broke. Yeah, we'd have to see though.
I don't know. Like just like it is like he's the top try scorer, but also like it's disrespectful to Ken
Yeah,
Irvine because he's so
exactly.
old.
Is it disrespectful to Johnston?
That's because he deserves it because
Yeah.
he's broken the record. I don't
in
know.
a more competitive era as well.
What do you think?
Vicely, yeah.
Yeah?
Why not?
Who'd Ken Irvine play for?
South and North Sydney.
So
Yeah.
I
But I think,
Reed.
yeah, it's more, I feel like Johnston did it in a more competitive era than what Irvine did.
Yeah.
Back then it was pretty easy to score tries. Like Johnston's done it in like,
in the professional
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know.
It's also
We'll worry about that when it comes.
it's
It'll
a
be
big,
very soon.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You can't understand like scoring
I
the
think he
most
has
tries
to
ever.
retire first before they
Yeah,
do it.
I agree. I think though, like it is a pretty big thing. I think you surely rename it just because of how like it is such a big deal. I feel like not renaming it
Because in
sort of
50 years'
takes away how
time, then
big a
it'll
deal
be
it
like,
is.
who's Ken Irvine?
Yeah.
Alex Johnston's the best try scorer. Like, it'll just, yeah.
And like, as you said, like it's in
I
the
think for
professional
the
game
long
now.
term, they may as well just do it.
Yeah, I think so. But wait till he retires
Yeah.
at least. Maybe get permission off the Irvine family.
Yeah.
If they grant permission.
Yeah.
Maybe just lie and say, yeah, they gave us permission. But yeah, what else do you want to say about your bunnies?
South, they're just playing so well at the moment. It makes me wonder, like, where has this been all year? Like, Ben Hornby, like, I know he's getting no credit at all.
He
Wayne
deserves
Bennett,
some credit,
he
doesn't
deserves
he?
credit. He's turned the season around.
5 wins in a
Especially
row.
from that first game when they made a statement against the Panthers after losing by 40.
Yeah.
But, yeah, which kind of made me a bit confused, but he's turned it around. Like, 5 wins in a row after shaping up for the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
They're not getting the wooden spoon anymore.
Nah,
No
no
way.
way.
No way they will,
Nah,
but-
not even in the conversation.
And I must say, Jack Wyden had his best game as a Rabbitoh.
Jack Wyden was phenomenal.
He was.
He was
Defensively,
so
in
good.
attack. Cody Walker had a great game. Even
Walker
though
and
he was robbed of a try.
Mm.
Robbed of a try. I know he dropped it, but Campbell Gillard was offside, so it should have
Yeah.
just been a penalty.
penalty try, you reckon?
No, I wouldn't have
So it
done
wasn't
penalty
robbed
try,
of
'cause
a
he did
try then.
knock it on.
So it wasn't robbed of a try.
But I reckon we would have scored there anyway. If it wasn't.
Yeah,
We had the
okay.
momentum, but Latrell, we can't forget him, can we? Like everyone in that South side was just outstanding.
I'm very, very impressed with the way Wyden and Walker have gelled so quickly together in the halves.
It
But at the
makes me-
same time, it goes.
Why did this take so long? to
Why
happen?
didn't you just
I
do it
I
earlier?
said for it earlier in the year.
We were calling it after a couple of weeks, like saying Wyden needs to be more involved, needs to be either fullback
wasted
or in
at
the
centre,
halves.
and now he's killing it in the halves.
Who would have thought that moving a Dally M and Clive Churchill winning half into the halves would improve your team? Just rocket science,
Yes,
apparently.
but South, they're playing well at the moment. They're playing like a top side. They just need to keep it up for the rest of the year.
It's not over.
It's not over.
I-
I know
like,
people are saying, "Oh, they're a chance," but I don't think it'll happen. It's not their chance. They're 2 points out of the 8.
I personally
Their
don't
for and
think
against is a bit of an issue.
a bit of an issue.
It can get fixed with some of the opponents we're playing. in the
I
coming weeks.
personally don't think they can make finals, but crazy things have happened. They're not out yet.
Parramatta were 14th at like this time in 2009. 14th, weren't they? Then they went on a
the
run.
difference is Parramatta had Jared Hankaryam and South Sydney Star has just been ruled out.
Well, we got Jack Wyden and Cody Walker.
How long's Latrell out for?
4 weeks.
It's only a month, but
He's
still
back against the Storm.
crucial 4 weeks. You play this week.
We played the Dolphins, the Tigers.
Do you have a buy in that 4
No,
weeks?
we've used all our buys.
So you got
that's why
yeah,
we're
so
2
that's-
points.
That
Yes,
also,
that-
yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
know. I didn't want to bring that
It's
up.
coming a bit unraveled now, isn't it?
I didn't want to
Zane?
say that much, but
No
yes,
Latrell,
yes,
you've had
we
all
have.
your buys. based on win percentage, you're actually still in the bottom 4 as well.
Well, the Warriors
based on win
have
percentage.
only had one bye.
Yeah.
So we play
And they've had a draw.
Dolphins, Tigers, Raiders, Sharks
In
without
that
Latrell.
form. Dolphins will be tough. Raiders.
Down there will be
Yeah.
tough. Tigers we should beat. I
And then
think.
Sharks.
Oh, actually, no. Tigers always
no.
put up a fight against the
Yeah.
Raiders for whatever reason.
So that's a big 4 weeks. That's a season-defining
then
4
Storm,
weeks.
Tigers again, the Knights, the Panthers, and the Roosters.
It's not an easy run home.
It's not.
It's not an easy. And like Knights are
You
playing
just
good
look at the
footy
way the
now.
players are talking at the Rabbitohs. Like they're confident they can do it.
They're playing like a top 8
they,
team.
They got belief that they can do it.
They're
Like,
playing
it's
good
not like
footy.
they're like, we'll see how it goes. Like they're determined to.
They're
do
buying
it.
in.
Yeah, they're like, we can do this. We know it.
Yeah,
But
it's just
imagine if they made the 8 after all.
They've just left it
after
so
all
late.
that's happened. Do you reckon if Souths make the 8 and possibly like go second week at the finals, which I don't think would happen, but do you reckon if that happens, Ben Hornby should be in the running for coach of the year?
no.
You don't reckon at all? What if
No.
Souths were to get to the prelim?
No. Well, what? Firstly, the finals aren't taken into consideration.
For it.
For
But at the same time, if Souths were to make the prelim, you would not have Ben Hornby as coach of the year.
No.
Taking over a side that was getting
No.
a wooden spoon to a prelim
No.
in like a matter of weeks.
No. Wayne Bennett.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think there's like you've got.
I wouldn't have him there, but I think
like Serrado.
He'll
He's
be
right
there.
up there, and there's another coach. Who am I forgetting?
Bellamy will be up there.
Obviously, Bellamy and Cleary are always up there. Wayne Bennett, second year of the
I want to see how the Dolphins
franchise.
finish the year, though.
There's someone else I'm thinking.
Yeah, he can.
Nah, like.
Seabold.
Look, I understand your point, and it's a
I
fair
said that
point, but
this
I
is a
just don't
if.
think
Like,
so.
I'm not saying it will happen,
Yeah.
but I'm saying if South go on a big run from here,
I
like
100%
where they were,
understand.
you have to
Like
surely-
if they gave it to,
like
him,
imagine if
I
an
wouldn't
interim
argue with it,
coach
but-
won coach of the year.
Yeah,
That would be.
I just don't think so. I think there's coaches with better resumes for this
Yeah.
season. I think, but
I
like, I understand the
just have
point.
to see how it goes because
I'm happy for him to be in the conversation.
just
for
imagine
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Has an interim coach ever won?
Nah.
I want to try and figure this out. What's the best the club's gone after being taken over by an interim coach?
I couldn't tell you. I think Sharks played finals.
I think Eels,
when
Penrith,
John Morris
when
got
Serrato
sacked.
took over Penrith, but they were already top at that point. They were top
Yeah.
4 and they sacked their coach. But that
Same
was
with Sharks. I think they were in the finals or just outside of the 8
when they
and then
sacked
played the
Morris.
8.
That was early in the year though.
Yeah, still
They missed
sacking.
the 8. So trying to think who could it have been.
Bulldogs 20. Oh, no, that was 2008, I think, when we sacked Dimmick. When did we? No, maybe 2011. I don't think we made finals. We missed the finals.
Yeah,
2011.
interim coach. Like,
I
what's
don't
the
know.
best they could have gone on? There would be a stat somewhere saying who's the best interim coach.
Yeah, that sounds like something for random stats guy.
Yeah, we'll have to hit him up about that.
Yeah. I know he watches the podcast just like Madge does. Reach out, random stats guy. Anything else about the Bunnies?
Oh, I just went over, but should we talk about the Eels?
Oh, let's talk about
I was nervous for this game because I expected the Eels at home. Lost a few. They needed to win this game to keep their season alive.
And this is the Eels, keep in mind, with Moses back, with Gutho back.
And they were poor.
Close to full strength.
They were poor from
Yep.
the start.
At home.
Just don't understand what it is with them because I think they've got a pretty good side on paper.
On paper, they should be in the finals. It's as simple as that. They should be. They've got such a good forward pack.
No,
As we said last week, they're missing a hooker. They're missing a centre.
defensively.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon they would have scored a lot more tries against.
I think on paper, I honestly do think on paper in this game, Eels probably had the better side.
Probably.
On paper. And like they're just not playing like the team they have on paper. They lost to the Knights. I said they did have a couple of players. I think Sivo either got dropped or injured. But there's like you look at the forward pack in particular. They're benched. They weren't full strength. Their bench is a bit average, to be fair. But just their forward back, like Regan Campbell-Gillard, Joe Offahengawi, Ryan Madison, Bryce Cartwright, Sean Lane, and Junior Paulo off the bench. They are all gun forwards. That is one of the best forward packs in the comp. Obviously not missing anyone because Paulo just came off the bench. But I don't
reckon they're
just
the best
confused
forwards
me.
in the comp.
I'm not saying the best, but they're right up there as one of the best forward packs in the comp easily.
I think they're top 5. In
I'd have them top
I'd have-
3 easily.
I'd have top 5. I'd probably have I
Panthers?
wouldn't even have Storm. Yeah, Panthers, Eels,
Not Storm.
Broncos, Raiders
Yeah, Broncos.
can be on their day. Titans, I think, are top 5.
I got Eels above Raiders and Eels above Titans.
I think Titans have a better pack than that.
No,
mate.
I disagree.
I look
Not
at it,
right
they got
now.
Fodawaker, they got Tino when
Tino's
he
out
went
injured.
full
I'm
strength.
saying
Like,
now,
it's
but-
Tino, Fodawaker, Fafita, Thermal, and Isaac Liu. Oh, Chris Randall, actually. That's a pretty good pack. Like,
This Eels forward pack is a top 3 forward pack in the NRL. Easily.
yeah.
Easily. Roosters have a good forward pack.
I got Jared, though, so it's not, yeah.
What, because he's a liability?
Yeah. And Victor as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the moment that just about sums up the Eels season, Zane, is at the end of the game. So when did they lose their challenge?
5 minutes in, yes.
So they lose their challenge 5 minutes in. And who's their captain? Let's just confirm. Clint Gutherson's the Eels captain, correct? So 5 minutes in, they lose their challenge. Then late in the game, 75th minute, a tackle is made.
10 points down with momentum.
10 points down with momentum, 5 minutes left. A tackle's made, Eels tackling South Sydney. The South Sydney player kicks out. I don't even think it was intentional, but kicks out to like, you know how they like, oh, get off me. Kicks out, I think struck an Eels player by accident. Moses sees that, goes, that should be a penalty. Just starts yelling at the ref as he does, the hands in the air, starts yelling, referee's not blowing anything, holds the player down, yelling at the ref's not doing anything. So then gives away the intentional penalty.
To try and challenge it.
So he gives away the intentional penalty to try and do a captain's challenge that the NRL came out like 2 years ago and said, hey, don't do that, guys. Because remember Cameron Munster used to do it? And the NRL came out and said, if you do it, like, you're probably going to get binned. Like, that's a professional foul. Gives away literally a professional foul to do a captain's challenge. Not the captain. He's not the captain. Yells at the referee, challenge, challenge, challenge. The ref goes, you don't have any challenges left because they'd lost their challenge.
Yeah, I think he realised straight away.
And then got sin bin.
He's like, we don't.
So he's not the captain. He didn't have a challenge left and he gave away a professional foul.
That was the best moment of the night. That
and it summed up the Eels season.
That was hilarious when that happened.
Oh. If you're an Eels fan watching that, you'd just be so ropeful. That's right up there with the Dallin Watene-Lesniak playing the ball backwards. Brain explosion. Josh Reynolds throwing an intentional forward pass as he
I remember that.
What are some of the
Lachlan
other...
Lewis tackling Cody Walker.
Yeah.
It's all these Bulldogs guys.
Yeah, it's always the Dogs, mate. What are some other good NRL brain explosions, if you can think of any?
Killer Uwade ran the length of the field and went to put the ball down and he dropped it.
What about it was another Bulldogs play, but he was at the Sharks at the time. Ava Samien.
Running to the...
He ran to the wrong end at the half. There's that... I think it's usually those cut where the player runs the length of the field but then gets tackled. There's Sonny Bill Williams slipping over the dead ball line.
Oh, yeah.
As he goes to score. Yeah. Can you think of any others?
I'm trying... Dylan Walker when he had to put the ball down and he kind of slid over the line and went to put it down, but then he hit his knee when trying to ground it. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Oh, there's just that, but this one was one of the great brain explosions of all time. Shout out to Mitch Moses. I'm keen to see him play Origin because, like, that was his last moment in the NRL before going into Origin camp.
Yeah,
not
so
a great
got a chance
moment.
to redeem himself here, but.
And the Eels, they have named a head coach.
Yes, they have.
Jason
Riles.
Riles.
Not who I expected, but I guess good on him. Finally got a coach.
What a circus it's been. But yeah, they finally got one.
I mean, Eels season over, really.
Yeah.
I can't see any scenario where they play finals this year.
Oh no, they're
probably
not playing
finals.
They're equal last.
Yeah.
Their season's very much over. I think they need to get
it's not very much mathematically. They can still get there.
Can they?
Yes, because they're 12 losses.
Yeah,
so the maximum amount of wins they can get is 12 wins, 12 losses, which you could play
even
finals.
12 wins, you're probably not playing
you
finals.
You can, though. You can play finals
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, mathematically.
They're a loss away from being
Tigers, Titans, and the Eels are all mathematically still a chance.
There you go.
Actually, I'm not even going to write off the Titans here. I'm pretty 90% written them off. Like, Eels, Tigers are 100%. Titans are 90% written off.
How many... What are they? Are they one win ahead of
Eels?
Yes,
but they haven't looked too bad the last few weeks. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty certain they won't.
They've looked very good.
I'm pretty certain they won't play finals, but, like, Eels, Tigers, 100% gone. Titans, like, 95% gone.
Yeah.
Warriors are like a 70. Souths are like a 70.
No, Warriors are chilling.
Warriors have only had one bye.
That's exactly.
Raiders and Rabbitohs are like a 70% chance.
Let's move to, speaking of the Titans defeated the Sharks.
And what an upset. No one saw this coming, I don't think. I think everyone's pretty confident the Sharks would get a comfortable win and bounce back here.
Play themselves back into form.
And they just can't start their games well, the Sharks, can they?
No, they can't.
Like, I don't know what it is with that. Like, do they need a longer warm-up or something?
Maybe they're warming up too much.
Like, I don't get it. Like, it's every game, and they've addressed it as well. Like, publicly, like, it's not good enough. And
post game, that's exactly what I said.
And it keeps happening. Like, I just don't get what it is.
Yeah.
Whereas the Titans, they're normally the side that concedes 12-0 early on and fights back in. But Titans played really well here. Titans
were very, very.
Do you think it's the sign of if you can score 66 against the side, you go on a run like the Knights did last year?
Maybe. I just think...
This is a very similar situation. Let me look at what the Knights won by the next week after being the Bulldogs last year.
They're very much just buying into the Des Hasler system. And
I think
he's
they're
rubbing
finally
off on
starting
them.
to buy into him now.
That's exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think, they're just playing good. They're playing just very good footy the last few weeks.
Knights won by 66 against the Dogs.
Yeah.
They then
Thanks
had
for
a bye,
reminding me.
like the Titans just.
Yeah.
And then they beat the Tigers by 16, 34-18.
There you go. So,
Then they beat the Storm. Who do they play this week? The Titans. They play the Eels, which
Yeah.
I think they probably win that as well. So that could be
Yeah.
3 straight wins for the Titans.
well,
So-
like, there's no Moses.
yes, you're right. It's at Seabass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
that's-
think-
Yeah, that Titan, they were great in this. Foreign has been outstanding.
You almost have
recently.
to give him another year, don't you?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
You know, back under.
'Cause I'm
Des
pretty sure he's
Hasler.
off contract.
He's always played his best footy under Des Hasler,
Yeah.
Kieran Foreign. But yeah, he's been.
And they were missing, like, I don't think Brimson played, did
Both
he?
the halves were good here. Like even Tanner Boyd came back
Yeah.
in, and he
Yeah,
had
Brimson was
he had
out.
one of his better games in a few.
Both Firma got moved to centre late again. Like, then this isn't a full-strength Titan side.
Yeah, they're still
That's
without
what blows my mind.
Tino as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this
we've
isn't
forgotten
that
about
Jacob
Tino
Alec
this year.
at starting at second row. Like, this is not near a full strength. Maybe near, but not. They're not full strength. It's just they're just playing really
Like
good
the Sharks,
footy.
I posted a TikTok about this the other day. Are they falling off? Like we got to bring it. They've now lost 5 from 6.
Yeah.
and it's like not like that's just a form something. They've lost a lot of games recently.
Yeah.
And they haven't looked outstanding. And now Nico Hines is out for pretty much the rest of the
It's
year.
one thing to lose a game. It's also another thing to just not play good in a game. They're not playing good. And as you said, Nico Hines is out for the regular season.
No.
He might come back for finals if they make it.
No, I think they will. But yeah, it's like people aren't talking about it enough. Like they're falling off, and you can't deny it.
They've fallen off a cliff.
They have.
They have.
They lost one game by Magic Round when they got pumped by the Tigers.
Yeah.
They were beating the top
They'd
side.
beaten Melbourne.
Like the Rabbitohs did last year.
Yeah.
And then after Magic Round, they fell apart.
Is it where they're staying at Magic Round? Like, what is it?
Well, they normally...
Dodgy team hotel?
Yeah, well, it's just first few weeks, I'm like, yeah, it's a form slump. You know, they won all their games to start the year. They need these losses, but I'm getting concerned now. Like, if you
Yeah.
can't even beat the Titans...
Respectfully,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people expect the Sharks to win this game well.
Yeah.
And they just weren't good.
They had to win this game. They just had to.
Yeah, they don't look like a fierce side at the moment.
And, like, this was a game where Nico Hines wasn't even bad. Like, they're just not
He would
clicking.
have got 6 stallion points still.
Oh, easily.
Regardless.
But he actually, like, was
He
decent.
did have a
in
good
this
game. So did Will Kennedy.
Yeah, but it's just not coming together, and they're just being outclassed by the opposition. Like, don't take away from the Titans' performance either. They were very good.
I
but-
guess, congratulations, Titans. Back-to-back wins. I think could get 3-peat of wins. Do I think Titans are going to make an impact on the season? No, I don't.
When was the
but-
last time they won 3 in a row?
Oh, probably.
A while.
22 they won, I think, a few in the row.
Yeah, okay.
And the year, but I don't know.
Last year, sure. They didn't do that bad
21
last
maybe,
year.
they did.
They might have last year.
Yeah.
They came like 12th or something.
No, they came 14th.
Oh.
But, yeah, they were just the Bulldogs. But, I mean, they were...
Yeah. I remember them
I
being
remember
one
saying,
position
like,
ahead
it was
of us.
Bulldogs, Dragons, Tigers, and then, like, Titans were after that, but they were a mile ahead of those sides, though.
We beat them, but then they beat us.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
think.
you did the Ockaball game.
Yeah. Yeah, Indigenous round. Ockenbaugh. Lost it that day. Goodness me, I went nuts. And then my TikTok got banned.
Yeah, that's when the dogs weren't used to winning back then, were they?
Yeah, nah. Bro, I'm still not used to winning, I'll tell you that. The way us Dogs fans are acting, we're still not used to winning. Oh,
Yep, got some winning culture coming back.
the winning culture is coming back. Anything else on Sharks Titans?
No, it's just a strange game, unexpected. Move on.
Moving on to Friday night of footy, Broncos versus Penrith.
Remix. What am I saying now? Grand final rematch is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah.
Grand final remix,
of,
baby.
Remix of the
That's
grand
like the
final.
new Wiggles album. It's a bit of a remix.
Broncos looked a lot better in this game from what I saw.
Yeah, they competed.
Yeah, they did compete.
They
but
competed.
Penrith too strong in the end.
Yeah, I think obviously Jock Madden got injured late in the second half, or like midway through the second half, and that's sort of when the game just was over. They just lacked a bit of direction from there. Reece Walsh chiming in a lot, trying to steer them to victory. I don't know if you'd say he tried too hard, but then he sort of was forced into making a couple of errors. He had to take risks. He put a kick out on the full, for example, but it was just a game where Panthers, as they love to do, in my head, I always visualize them as like a python or a snake because they just suffocate their opponents slowly. They just wrap themselves around them and just slowly suffocate them until eventually the game's over and Panthers have won. And they make you feel like, even in a close game, they make you feel like you're just not in the game, that you're being flogged. It's the way Panthers play. just like you're down by 8 points and you just feel like you're down by 20. You're just being suffocated. That's exactly what they did here. It was a very traditional, very clinical Panthers performance. Like, as in not clinical as in, they scored 40 points. Clinical as in they just played the way Penrith play. And, yeah, Broncos just... They were in it, but they weren't in it. You know what I mean?
And that's 5 straight losses for the Broncos.
They haven't won since Magic Round. You talk about the Sharks only winning one since Magic Round. Broncos haven't won.
Talk about the Rabbitohs haven't lost since Magic Round either.
That's why they call it Magic Round, because that's magic. These things happen.
Change, don't they?
Things change. I just like. Are we concerned about the Broncos? Have now fallen to 11th?
I don't think they will. I still think they make the 8.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just haven't written them off.
The thing that concerns
They're tied with the Rabbitohs
me.
as well, so.
Do they play this week?
They do.
Because like they're missing all their Origin
They
stars.
do because I tipped them. But I forgot who they
Against
were playing.
who?
I forgot who they were playing, but I tipped them.
Oh, let me have a look. Hang on. Sorry, I have the draw here, but I've got it on the game. They play Dragons.
They play the Dragons.
Oh, missing Bernard though. Yeah. Okay,
And
valid.
Lomax.
And Lomax. That's
James
valid.
was in this
I
time.
think Siri's about to go off here, so just be warned. Listening to us, but yeah, I think Broncos. They're now missing. Obviously, Adam Reynolds is out. Jock Madden's now out, and Kobe Black, their third string halfback, is also injured. So they've got no halfback. It looks like Billy Walters, I assume, will play 7. I think it could be a tough little period for them coming up. I think they play, as the Dragons this week, and then I don't know who they play the week after, but then they play the Bulldogs.
In the day.
Which,
at Suncorp,
and you reckon they'd never win in the day?
They don't. They don't win in the day at Suncorp.
So-
they lost to the Titans. They got pumped by the Dragons in the semi-final.
They play Knights the week in between at Newcastle.
I reckon
Knights are going all right.
Yeah, they are, but I feel like Broncos win that.
I just think it's a pretty rough period for the Broncos, and they need. It's obvious, but like they need to start winning games if they want to play final. Obviously, that's so obvious to say, but like they do. Sorry, Siri's just giving me an absolute script of what I'm saying. But yeah, I just like.
Well, there we go.
Like
That's the caption's done.
What's that? The caption's done.
for the
Yeah.
podcast, yeah.
I also think the Broncos do play finals, but I'm just like I'm starting to
I
worry.
reckon they come up against the Bulldogs at some point.
In the finals, I hope not, because I don't want to have to fly to Brisbane.
Or what have you?
We'll host them, yeah. We'll pump them too. We're winning the comp. It's the Broncos are just a very, very strange football side at the moment. I think obviously, like, you can't expect them to beat Penrith. Barely anyone beats Penrith, right?
Well, they've also been missing their key players as
Yeah.
well this year.
100%,
Reynolds has been out for a
but
lot
it's
of it.
just-
Walsh has been out recently.
But like, you have to start winning.
yeah,
It's
there's
obvious, but like
no
they
doubt in
just-
my mind they do.
Panthers on the other hand, just another win without Cleary
They
still.
still don't look like. Yes, they're without Cleary, and that's the reason they still don't.
Yeah.
look
No,
as
they
dominant
don't.
as what they have in the past year.
I don't even know if you could call
Like,
that
they look
dominant.
beatable.
Yeah, they are
what I'm
beatable.
saying.
Teams are beaten.
I reckon if they played South on Thursday night, that South will.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
reckon.
I think like genuine the Panthers right now, like even Bulldog. Like I think there's a lot of teams that can beat them. Panthers right now.
I think Bulldogs would beat them.
That's what I mean.
right
Like
now.
yeah, they'd go with
I know
them
you're
for
not
sure.
impressed with the way they're playing recently, but I think
Yeah.
they've been so outstanding recently.
That's why I think Panthers are vulnerable at the moment, but they have a bye and then Cleary's back, and I think they're going to come flying home Penrith. I think they have a lot of home games as well, or at least like a few home games. So I think they'll be all right. I'm not worried about Penrith. I think they're still very much one of those top title threats. Would you call them the title threat?
Yes, I would.
Yeah?
I still think they're going to win it. I think it's going to be them.
Yeah,
and
I
Melbourne
don't think
in
so.
the
I
grand
think
final.
Bulldogs are going to win the comp, but obviously we all know that. Anything else out of the Broncos Panthers game?
No, we just went over it then.
All right.
Solid grand final. rematch.
Super Saturday. All right, just cut it here. Let's just copy and paste everything from last week. Insert it all here because once again, Bulldogs behind late in the game. They were down. No, were they? Yeah, they were.
They weren't down, were they?
Oh, not late in the game, but they were behind with 30 minutes left. So Bulldogs come from behind, tie the game. They go to Golden Point. Matt Burton has one attempt, misses, 2 attempt misses, hits the third attempt off the upright
You know what
in Golden
happened
Point.
when I was watching this? But Warriors missed the field goal. I thought it was going to end as a draw.
Yeah, it
It
had
got to
that
the point, I'm like, I reckon this will be. I don't reckon they're going
Yeah.
to kick one. I reckon this will be a draw. Then I think
Yeah.
Warriors charged it down and then knocked it on.
Yeah.
And then from that moment, I'm like, yep, Dogs will kick this one.
Yeah,
Surely.
Matt Burton had a crack and got charged down.
But
So
literally
technically
on
had
that
4
charge there, I'm
attempts.
like, oh, this is going to be a draw. This game.
I literally was thinking the same
Which
thing
I
at
would have been
half time
happy
in
with for
Golden
the
Point.
Warriors because they're back to even points and it won't be annoying. But then the Dogs will be on odd points,
Yeah.
along with Manly, which is just frustrating at the moment. But
Half time in Golden Point, I had the exact same thought. I literally was like, "Oh, Warriors going to be on equal
Do you
points all
reckon
that."
Golden Point? Do you reckon there's any point? Like, I was talking about this, like, as this was happening. Like, is there any point in doing a half time in Golden Point? Or why don't they just do the full 10 minutes? Just you pick your way you're going, and that's
I think
it.
it's to make it fair that both teams gets to receive.
Yeah, maybe, but I just think, like, you know,
But, like, they flip
one
a
team
coin.
can pick a side
Yeah.
and the other can receive, and that's just from there.
Yeah.
Just there's no point in having this.
Yeah, I think
fight.
it's just so a team can receive.
That's
I
all-
get where you're coming
And that's
from.
also
but
biased in rugby league life for if you have a Golden Point game. It's annoying when you have to.
just stop, especially
Yeah.
with how short the halves
Yeah,
are.
so it's like, oh, for
I
God's
will
sake,
honestly, like, it's a fair point because 5 minutes isn't a long time to build momentum. If it was 10 minutes, a lot of people obviously talk about, let's change it to Golden Try. Golden Point isn't rugby league. If you went just a 10-minute period, I think that would change it a lot because teams would fight a bit more for field position to then
Yeah.
set up the shot instead of just taking every chance they get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in 5 minutes. It's just like we have to go now because we're only going to get, one more chance. If you go 10 minutes, you get more time to build that momentum, kick to the corners, chip away, try and force an error. So I actually don't think that's the worst idea I've ever
I
heard.
just
You've got a
came to my
point.
mind. I'm like, when they were having that break, I was just like, is there really any point in this? Just keep it going. Like it's.
I think it would become more rugby league than it currently is if they played 10 minutes. It just,
Peter Valandis, hope you're listening. Send this
That's
off
like,
to you.
it's actually, like, just literally, you just saw my mind. I felt like, oh, no, they need, but I was like, actually, like, yeah, you've got a point.
100%.
They do a coin toss anyway. Like, maybe then the argument is, the coin toss decides it too much, but like, I don't know. I don't hate it. I think that's something that they could definitely work with and look into. Boy, oh boy, do I love Golden Point at the moment, though. The Bulldogs, after they beat the Sharks in Golden Point, it came out, random stats guy, he crunched the numbers, and Bulldogs had the highest win percent in Golden Point. I feel like that's what I just kept repeating to myself as Golden Point started this week because, the heart rate, Zane. It was here, it went up here, it was all over the place. I think somebody said this to me and I'll repeat it. The Bulldog fans need the bye this week more than the players do after the stress we've been through over the last 2 weeks. And as I said, like, you just repeat everything we said in the Sharks game. The Bulldogs forwards, they were absolutely dominated through the middle, but Matt Burton's kicking game kept him in the game. And then when the time came, he kicked
exact
the
same
field goal.
sort of game. Exact
It
same.
literally,
Yeah,
it
and
was
they're undefeated at home as well, the Dogs.
Yeah.
Which I think eventually, like, it will have to be broken this year.
We play Raiders at Belmore, Dolphins at Bundaberg, which that barely counts as home game, but like technically it is. And then we play Manly and Cowboys at home.
And
So really, they
Manly
could
and
go
Cowboys are
undefeated.
two sides that I think, like, on their day are actually really good.
But also
And I feel
beatable.
that-
Like, it's
yes,
realistic
yeah.
they go undefeated at home. Like, surely not, but
I don't think they
realistically.
will.
That's
think
what I mean.
they'll
Like,
lose-
surely
they'll
they
lose one
don't,
of those
but,
games at
but
least.
like, I think they probably lose the Dolphins game, to be honest. But I just, like, it is very realistic they do go undefeated at home this year, which is crazy to think about. And Souths can put their hand up and go, hey, we beat you at Aqua.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was our home game.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But it's just
But
insane.
for whatever reason in NRL, we only play the Dogs once.
So dumb.
For some reason.
No,
like,
I'm grateful now
one of
because
the
she's
top-
playing good.
Top rivalries. That would actually,
Crazy.
imagine if they played on the weekend. That would have been
Yeah,
a pretty
cracker.
awesome game, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Well, Good Friday was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's one of the games we should have won. It's just annoying. Just annoying in hindsight. Like, especially with how bad you were going. It's just...
that was
how
our,
bad
that
you
was
were
our
going
best
after
game
it.
in that early
Yeah.
period. That.
Like, after that game, you didn't win in ages.
Yes, I know.
But yeah, no, I'm just... The Bulldogs...
We don't lose Good Friday.
I'll crunch the numbers a little bit. They have 8 games left. They probably need to win 4 of them. So they're sitting... They're not guaranteed to be in the finals, but if they can pull off an upset...
I'm pretty certain they'll be in the final. If they don't make finals, that'll be...
It's a failure.
It'll be a disgrace.
We said that last
honestly.
week, didn't we? I think it
And
was...
I would laugh if they missed it because Bulldogs fans are getting pretty, not you necessarily, pretty vocal at the
Nah,
moment. If they were to
100%.
miss the 8, I'd find it
The
hilarious.
Bulldog fans are back. Let's put it that way. The bandwagons are back, Zane. There was a lot of 2024 jerseys on show on the weekend. You know what I mean? Apparently, the Teamster in Belmore is like sold out of all Bulldog jerseys.
Yeah.
Because,
Wonder why.
yeah.
If they were 13th right now, would that be happening?
Well, look at the crowds.
Yes.
Like, we had 27,000 turn up on the weekend. It's like, outside of King's Birthday and Good Friday, you don't normally get those numbers. I'm not complaining though. It's good atmosphere, but I'm just saying I was there at the end of the 66 0
taking
game.
the borough, our area, as your own.
I was there at the end of the 66 0 Knights game. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We joke, there's some of us in the kennel that joke, because on the weekend, the kennel was so full that there were people with memberships in the kennel that couldn't get a seat.
Really?
I think they oversold because it's I
Yeah.
assume the Burro's the same where it's ticketed and membership.
Oh, I thought the kennel, because I don't know where I saw it. I swear the kennel used to just be members.
It might have used to, but at the
Last
moment,
year. Yeah.
nah, it was this way last year
Yeah,
as
well,
well.
maybe.
Where
Because the Borough, you
you
it's
can be a
ticketed
member,
as well.
but you can also buy a ticket. And
Yeah.
I think
but
they
you don't
must
really
have-
have, like, it says you have an assigned seat, but you don't.
Ours doesn't. Ours just says GA.
Because ours, if you're ticketed, you get an assigned seat.
Oh.
But end of the day.
I still think for the kennel it's just GA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've oversold tickets. Just because, why wouldn't you? It's Accor Stadium. Like, oversold tickets, I don't care. But then, yeah, kennel members have come in late and gone, oh, there's no seats. And it's just like...
Well, should have
It's
got to the
crazy.
game earlier. Kennel
Yeah,
members.
that's it. But yeah,
Passionate supporters if you're arriving on the bill, like I did on
Well,
Thursday
Zane,
night.
I think...
Stuff the Parramatta traffic and stuff Parramatta
To
Westfield.
put it nice, I think the Bulldogs fan base
and
tend to
stuff
be
the
late.
walk to Combank.
Yeah.
Stuff all-
You park at Westfield and walk. It's a great walk.
I did. I got to the ground right, like literally as they were running.
Should have
running
left
down the
earlier,
field.
mate. Did you
I
train?
No, I drove. with
Yeah, you should have
my
left
family.
earlier.
But no, Parramatta traffic, I'm complaining
Yeah,
about. And
fair.
getting a park at
Parramatta's a nightmare.
Westfield. It is a nightmare. And the walk, I always underestimate that walk to the ground from
It's not
Westfield.
that bad.
It's not that bad, but I feel like it's always closer than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair.
but I just always go like how steep the stairs are at Combank.
Yeah.
Like compared to a core, like it's steep. Like to go because we were at the top corner.
Yeah.
So taking over Combank,
Taking over Combank.
which
Not
I think
hard
we're
at the
successful in. Yeah.
moment. Not hard at the moment, mate. But yeah, I think, as I said, I'm just glad we have a bye this week because my heart can't do it, Zane. The Warriors, I guess we'll touch on. I thought they were good.
I thought they were good.
I-
Best performance in a few weeks, but just couldn't get it done. In the end.
They did have credit because keep in mind, Montoya got injured, Wateni Zalesnak got injured, and Chance Nickel Clockstack got injured. They had a prop on debut who ended up playing centre or back row. Like it was just they were decimated. It's almost embarrassing the Bulldogs only won by a field goal. Like because Warriors just had nobody, and I don't think there's enough credit they're getting for that. I thought Mitch Barnett sensational, and the Warriors forward pack just completely dominated, and they were unlucky not to come away with the 2 points. I thought they fought right till the end. Controversial. There was a big call with Salmon taking out Tiamalo Martin.
And then he lost his jaw.
Yeah, his jaw's broken. He's out for 5 weeks. Obviously you watch the
gutted
footage.
move from him.
It was the wrong decision. Like obviously the bunker looked at it and cleared it. It was late. I don't think it was high, but
We
it was
gutted
late.
decision from Salmon.
Yeah,
I think
but that's rugby league,
we
baby.
gutted mood, but.
I don't think he took
Do you
him out
reckon he's
intentionally. That's
do you
what I
reckon
read
he's like an
into it.
enormous loss to the Dogs, though, Sam? No.
Bro, we have Jacob Preston
Yeah,
come
right.
straight back in. There's
Yeah.
a lot of Dogs fans that are too. It's actually a blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
He's
Jacob
been a
Preston. So
liability.
Jacob Preston's just
Salmon.
not injured. He's just like
No, he's injured.
Okay,
He-
yeah, I
but
was
he's
going to say,
coming
I'm like,
back.
there's no way he's being dropped.
So he was like a bit iffy to play this week, and instead of rushing him back in, they went, "We have the bye next week, so we'll just rest him and have him really ready to go." And like I think Salmon's he's been good and he's been solid and he has positive, but I just think he's a liability at times. Like I just think
he's a bit of a wanker at times as well.
Nah, he's not.
Yeah.
How?
So is Reed Marnie. He just gets a bit liffy on the field sometimes.
Salmon?
Salmon,
Do you
yeah.
reckon? I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm at the game, so I don't notice it. But yeah, nah. Like he's been good. He's scored a few tries actually, but like we have Jacob Preston come straight back in. I'm when Preston was playing, he was coming off the bench and Salmon was starting, and I'd prefer Preston to start. So
Oh, yeah, who would?
blessing
I
in
would as
disguise.
well.
Yeah. Shall we move on to the next game, which was I didn't see.
I
this
didn't
game.
see this game at all, but
Just
it was
skip it.
a try-fest, I can say.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Storm, I guess Tigers, they put up a fight. They got 28 points, but the Storm did enough to get the
apparently, there
win.
was another Hughes clinic.
Tigers were up
what I
as
heard.
well, I believe. Not half-time, but I think they were up like
Early.
12-6 at some
20th
point.
minute, they were up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on the tries.
Yeah,
I've watched the
then Pappenhausen
highlights.
scored like a runaway try, and then Storm got a few after that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, well, they got one try after that, but
Who?
Warbrick scored after
Oh, yeah,
Pappenhausen.
yeah.
But yeah, Tigers, they put up a fight, I guess, but Storm just winning culture got it done. Winning. Might be a boring style to some people, but it's winning style. So.
Bro, they're in first.
I don't know, but some people think the way they play is boring.
I think there's another.
Boring style, but it works. So
I think
why
the
change
same
it?
people thought Tigers were going to win purely because it was at Leichhardt.
Yes.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not how rugby league works. When you're playing against the Melbourne Storm of all
But,
teams.
yeah, 40 to 28. That's a very high scoring
Yeah.
game.
I think, like, I
especially
think
for Storm standards.
I think
I
Storm
don't think Birmingham would be impressed.
defensively,
Yeah, would be impressed with that.
Yeah. I think the Tigers scoring 28 and losing is just a meme in itself. I thought Hughes, like from what I saw, very good. Farlonger came on and brained it. And Pappenhausen, both Pappenhausen and Farlonger were both said to be out, and then they both had good games. Like, they didn't even just play, they played good. So, interesting times. Tigers, are they going to get the spoon?
I think so. I think they will.
Yeah. It's
them between them or Para, because I don't think Gold Coast will get it anymore. But I think it's between Para and they play each other in the final round. So that, but I think Tigers will have it wrapped up by then.
I think they might not.
You think Parramatta
I think that could be a spoon bowl.
I feel like Parramatta will have wins like by then to like avoid it and for and against. But we'll have to see. That's going to be an interesting.
If Tigers are within 2 points,
because I think I'm trying to also work out, and this is because of my bias, South fan, like who the Cowboys and Manly are playing in the final round. Because if South were to make a run there,
Cowboys play us.
Yes, they do, and I forgot Manly play a strong side. Cronulla, Manly played a Sharks. Yes,
strong.
Top four, I guess, but you know what I mean.
I don't know if they'll be top four.
If South were to make finals, they're the two teams I'm worried about the most, Manly and the Cowboys.
Broncos.
Broncos, I feel like will be locked in by that point.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And Dolphins, they can be thrown in that equation. Or Bulldogs as well, but I feel like Bulldogs are going to be locked in by that stage as well.
I did a ladder predictor. I sort of mentioned this pre-show where I had us losing to Dolphins in Bundaberg, losing to Cowboys in North Queensland, losing to Brisbane, losing to Warriors. And if that happens, I had us needing to win the final round.
And Cowboys need the win as well,
the winner went in, the loser missed.
Oh, right, okay.
That was based on other results, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, that scared me. I was like, please
I reckon you would beat Cowboys.
Surely we can just win one of the other games.
You'd have to win.
Surely.
I think that's the exact games I had Bulldogs losing.
Literally, like driving here today, I was thinking about like just the run home and like needing to play finals. I'm so stressed.
I'm stressed. You're stressed.
Bro, we haven't played finals in 8 years. Yeah. 8 years.
We haven't played finals in 2 years.
8 years. 8 long, painful years.
You're pretty high in the 8 at the moment. You've got to think about me. I'm worried about my team because it's a possibility.
It's better for you. You just aren't a chance.
I want me to go into this again.
I can tell you,
very good chance.
I can tell you, very good. I can tell you from experience as a Bulldogs fan, it's a lot less stressful being at the bottom of the ladder than it is being in the mix of the fight. It's not stressful because you just know you suck. There's no stress.
I'm more stressed now than what I was last year.
I'm way more stressed now, bro. Like 2 field goal games in a row probably doesn't help, to be fair, but
they've already got good for and against, so it's not.
Yeah, we do have good for and against. Anyway, let's move on to we still got 3 games to go. We're over an hour into this podcast. Let's try and get through these last 3 games.
I watched the last 10 minutes of that game.
I listened to it on my drive home. It sounded like a very intense ending. Obviously,
it wasn't as exciting as Bulldogs Warriors.
Manly penalty goal wins them the game, and then
Drinkwater kicked the 2-point field goal to get it.
Yeah, and then tied it. And then Cherry Evans.
Cowboys missed a couple of field goals in Golden Point. And Cherry Evans, as so usually does, got the win for Manly, who just continue to fly under the radar and just slot into the 8 as they are right now.
Yeah.
Cowboys are still there as well. Both these sides are just kind of flying under the radar, aren't they?
Yeah, I agree.
Thereabouts.
Especially with Turbo back, Cowboys are starting to play
Manly, like they have a good for and against, and they got a good record overall this year. Like they're not going bad at all. I just think they could go up to 6 this week.
Yeah.
And that's a bit strange.
We can go to 4th if Sharks lose by 10 to the Tigers.
Yeah.
Please. Okay. I just can't think about it. It stresses me
out. Could go to 11th if the Dragons beat the Broncos by about 70.
Manly and Cowboys are both in the top 8 right now.
Yeah.
Like they're very under the radar and obviously very in the mix. Knights
are under the radar as well, I guess.
Yeah, Knights, I didn't even realize.
Dragons should not be that high, and I'm sorry, it's no disrespect. They should not be that.
But back to Cowboys Manly, Zane. Let's go, obviously, because neither of us really. I listened to it. You didn't see much of it. Let's just go like best player. Or any
Cherry Evans kicked the field goal, and we'll talk about him in our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Will we?
Yeah, so a sneak peek there.
Let's just. As I said, we need to get through these last 3 games fast because we've been podcasting for a while.
We'll skip this next one because
Roosters Dragons.
A frustrating game to watch, especially if you're a Dragon supporter. I can't imagine it. They are so frustrating.
Why was it frustrating
to watch sometimes?
Just because you hate the Roosters?
No, it's just it's not the Roosters. I guess good on them, but the Dragons. They had an awesome game against the Dolphins. They come out here and they were poor.
We know what they're like, Zane. Good 1 week, bad the next.
Kyle Flanagan had a very poor game. When he kicks the ball on 3rd tackle without his teammates, you saw Flanagan in the box.
Well, I was going to say,
he was not happy.
When his dad's angry at him?
Yeah.
Something must have gone wrong.
They came out the second half, like the first 10 minutes, and really gave them a fight. But as so often with the Dragons, when a team gets momentum and gets on top of them, they just crumble. And that's what happened here.
Yeah, when things go against them, they don't go.
You know, apparently Ashley Klein gave them help, which, that's just Roosters fans.
The sin bin Zane, was it a sin?
Yes, contact to the head.
Yeah.
It's not because it's... like, I literally... Like, Hainsey I'm talking about here, I literally said, regardless if it was Ria Hargraves or not, that would have been a sin bin.
Yeah.
Regardless if it was Ashley Klein reffing, it would have been a sin bin. It's not because it's Ashley Klein. Adam G would have done that. Grant Atkins would have done that.
I actually think the fact that it was Jared's 307th club record-breaking game, that probably did help his case. They probably didn't want a sin bin, but it was genuinely such a sin binable
just because
offence.
it's his milestone doesn't mean he gets special treatment.
100%, but I feel like he probably did, and it's just that sin binable that they still binned him.
Yeah.
Like, you have to bin that. It's a
Exactly.
sin bin.
It's a good work, Ashley Klein.
Yeah.
You were brave. And Hainsey tried to say, he walked to the sideline during a conversion. He looked scared. I'm like, I don't think he would have been. He's very used to hearing you guys.
Yeah.
You Roosters fans. You know, every club has their blame. Eels blame the board. Bulldogs blame Jared Sutton. Roosters blame Ashley Klein. Every club has someone they blame.
Who do you blame?
Grant Atkins.
I thought you were going to say Jason Demetri.
No, I don't blame him.
What about Lachlan Ilias?
No, he's just a scapegoat,
Wayne Bennett.
unfortunately. Can't blame
Madge.
Uncle Wayne. What?
Sam Burgess, John Morris,
they have...
Greg Inglis.
No, Greg. Tane Milne sometimes.
Sometimes. Who do you blame when we beat?
Stop for a sec.
No, just keep rolling.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't usually pick it up. There is a car sound outside. If you can hear it, guys, my apologies, but I am just like, we've been going for longer than we usually do, and I'm just like, let's go through it.
Milestone game. Roosters always win these games. They were pretty convincing in the end. So yeah, that's how it went.
I think obviously Crichton stand out, Tedesco stand out. I thought Sam Walker was instrumental. Maybe not as good as he was on Anzac Day, but he was pretty good.
Apparently he does not miss, but he missed kick pretty early in the game.
He missed one it was pretty close to the goalpost as well, wasn't it? Bit of a shocker there. Yeah, Sam Walker does miss. That's the lesson here. I don't have anything else to say. And as I said, we're just trying to smash through it. So the last game, Raiders Knights. Zane, you said before we started this was your favourite game of the week.
I'll do my tier rankings for this week. Yeah, it's probably going to go... Maybe not Poo Slinger.
Now, you're hating on this game. I thought this was a good game. I enjoyed it.
I fell asleep now.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was boring.
It went down to the wire. If you're falling asleep in this, you
I
just
don't rate either of these sides at the moment. Like, the Knights, they're ninth, I guess. Yeah, congratulations. But on paper, I just don't rate them.
You don't need a team to be playing sensational footy for a game to be entertaining. If it's down to the wire, that's
I didn't think it was that entertaining, though.
It was.
It was down to the wire, but I'm just like...
That's what you want, baby.
I'm a bit disappointed the Knights didn't win this game by more than 8 points.
Why?
Because then South would have gone up to 12. And Raiders so thanks a lot, Knights, that you couldn't just knock it out.
That's why you're so against this game. It's just
all they had to do was win by 8, but that didn't happen. But I guess, good on them.
Can we talk about the Raiders fall off?
Well, I saw it coming with Jamal Fogarty out. They had a few good games without him.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, they started playing good without him, though, and then they've just sort of fallen off.
But this is the Raiders at the moment. I think everyone expected pre-season from them.
Yeah, I agree. Do you reckon Knights could go on a run? Ponga back, played it decently?
Yeah, they could. I don't know. I'm looking at their draw, though. I don't think they will.
They did it last year.
They didn't play some big sides, though, last year.
Yeah,
They didn't play Penrith They beat the Storm, yes, but...
Yeah, nah. I don't have anything else to say. I thought Will Price was good. Greg Margie played good with and Gagai. Ponga back obviously just unlocks a lot of the outside backs though. I guess let's move on because there's a bit of yelling outside.
A lot of distractions.
Today, but we're just going to power through it.
The handball comp's on out the front.
There's a handball comp. Should we go play?
Yeah.
Might you go join in?
Probably get destroyed. But
Love a bit.
We got handball.
Are you not good at handball?
Out the front of Orange Village Studio. Well, I'm a bit old for these kids to play with.
Yeah, we call it the...
Occasionally, like around 5 o'clock, maybe a bit earlier now, but the street comes out and plays handball.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever go join?
I go out. I don't play necessarily.
But you watch?
But, I haven't played handball since last year.
Do you scout some young handballers?
I miss school handball.
I love
competitive handball.
Yeah.
It was. I wouldn't call it handball. It was very toxic sometimes.
Lines. No, not lines out. Double bounce. Doubles.
Of course, a lot of vicious moments.
What was it called?
Well, not vicious. I wouldn't. That's a big word. But
what was it called? Where
very controversial sometimes.
You'd be like, say it hit the line or you didn't hit the line, and you're sort of fighting over it, and then you just go, oh no,
replay or
something like that. It's like
forget
about it, move on.
Will win the argument.
Yeah, or you just go,
whoever owns the ball has the decision.
The loser. Go to the back of the line.
Always hates the loser that owns the ball, don't you?
Kings goes to What was your top square?
I don't know.
Anyway,
wasn't
we're off topic. You go like Kings goes to Duns, and then anywhere else goes to the back of the line. And then like right as you'd get to Kings, and then the line would grow, and then you get out in Kings and out in Duns, and then all of a sudden you're 10 back in the line. Bell goes, and it's like, oh, great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zane, hit me with your player of the week.
1 point, I'm going the Queensland halfback, Daly Cherry Evans, clutch up field goal.
Yep.
Got the win for the Seagulls. 2 points, Dominic Young, scored a couple of tries.
Yeah.
3 points, the old diamond, Kieran Foran.
Oh, nice.
4 points, I'm going Jack Whiten for his outstanding performance against the Eels. Trell's unlucky not to be on this list.
4 for Whiten, did you say?
Yeah.
Yep.
And 5 for Matt Burton.
Wait,
back
I didn't write any of them down. Go again, purely for me to write it down.
DCE, Dom Young, Foran, Whiten, Burton.
Foreign what? Sorry, I'm pretty sure I did this last week where I'm just like so actively listening. Matt Burton 5 points, Zane,
I did,
again.
yes. I probably should have thrown Trell in there, but
To sneak him some
I
push
just want him to
advice.
get to the top.
No Tedesco, no Walker.
Nah. Young scored the tries. I guess Tedesco will talk about.
There's
it in a
more to
moment,
rugby
but,
league than tries, Zane.
And Tedesco played good though, but I don't think it's the best.
I've gone 1 point to Foreign. I've gone 2 to Whiten, 3 to
2 to Whiten. Excuse me. Okay.
2 to Whiten, 3 to Walker. That's Sam Walker, by the way.
Yeah.
4 to Daly Cherry Evans and 5 to Burton. The field goal heroes, 5 and 4. That makes Matt Burton back-to-back 12-point player of the week.
We're saying he's not on the list. That's 24 points in 2 weeks.
He's not in the top 10.
Oh, I'm
He
assuming he's
has
up
to
there.
be now. He might be leading
24 points,
now.
so you'd have to.
That's it, baby. I'm proud of you, Burto. That's real. I actually pointed a gun towards Zane's head at the start and said, hey, you better pick Burton at 5 because otherwise I'm throwing hands. I actually didn't. You fully did that. I thought you'd have Whiten at 5.
Nah.
I thought you would.
I've considered
Whiten
it,
was
but
good.
I was like,
To be fair, no, I'm happy with
I don't think it was a
Whiten was
5-point performance though.
Yeah, that's
He
fair.
didn't clutch up and win the game.
There wasn't heaps of standouts this week, like
Yeah.
5-point performances. And Zane, you take it away with our Reece Wesser in the wet trial of the week, presented by the Vintage 3Ds code.
James
For 10%
Tedesco
off.
against the Dragons, his first try. I think he only scored 1 try anyway. His runaway line break
There you go.
after a bad Tom Eisenhuth attempted a tackle.
Shocking.
Yes.
No way.
But
All
there we
right.
go. Congratulations, James Tedesco. You do get some credit in this podcast
But
today.
no points.
No points.
No
but got the
points.
try of the week.
Why wasn't Dom Young's try of the week? He said he scored.
Oh, well, he's already got some points, so a lot of tries I could have picked.
You just like to share it around, share the love. Maybe you just don't want James Tedesco to be our player of the year. Let's do our predictions and our tips brought to you by TBC Live. Hit the link below to download and play TBC Live. Make sure you get on there and play because it's fun. You get to have dumb predictions like we're about to give everyone. Let's do it. Dolphins Souths.
I'm going South by 12. Well, we won't do
don't
much,
know
but
yet.
I'm going South to win.
Yep.
This is 50-50. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical every week, though. I feel like they can win this. And my prediction is for Bennett to talk about South more than he talks about the Dolphins in his press conference.
Okay.
Like they won't even need to interview Hornby. Like just
That
make
could
Bennett's
actually
double
happen,
time.
Well, yeah,
he
why
can
would-
do the press
well,
conference.
he's the
and
coach of both
just
sides.
who's the captain of the Dolphins? Warrant. He can just stand up, walk away, then Murray comes in, sits next to him.
Why don't just get both captains in there at once?
Yeah.
Just go 3 people. He's
No,
the
yeah.
coach of both teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So they may as well just put both backdrops there. Just save everyone a bit of time. Well, I don't see why not. He's literally the coach of both sides.
What's your prediction?
I'm going to go Dolphins to win, and I'm going to go Wayne Bennett to fall asleep at some
How much do
stage.
you reckon Dolphins win by?
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's not part of the game.
Yeah, well,
Let's
I'm
go.
just trying to see what you're thinking there.
By 40, I reckon. All right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right. Sharks, Tigers, Zane.
Surely Sharks win.
Yeah? Are you going to tip
No,
it?
just surely they win this. You can't tip the Tigers against the Sharks. I know they beat them earlier in the year, but the Sharks are back at home. They've lost 5 of their last 6. They need to win this game. If they don't win this game, their season is over.
It's over.
Mark my word.
Wow.
If they don't win this game,
No,
it is
Nico.
done.
Prediction?
Shark Park, the crowd that chant Sharkies at some point.
They might not even if they get flogged.
Yeah, I'm keeping my predictions pretty simple.
Pretty
I need
simple.
some
this
points,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, so simple. Bennett to talk about South more than.
Oh,
Dolphins.
I would say.
No, that's actually
probably
pretty safe to be
Yeah.
honest. That's more safe
I
than the
think
crowd
the
cheering.
journalists will probably ask him about it.
Titans Eels.
I was 50-50 in this. I'm going Titans at home. Yes, they're missing, but I was expecting Fafita to be picked for Origin. That's why I was sceptical, but now
Yeah.
Fafita's there and Kurt Capewell's somehow in the side. I'll go Titans at home. Make it 3 in a row.
Yep.
Although, this is definitely a winnable game for the Eels.
And your prediction? No Moses.
Yeah, but I just can see a world where the Titans don't win this for some reason.
Fair.
My prediction is for... should I just use divot to be made in the ground? No, I'm going to say
No.
the bottom right corner post to be taken out in a try.
Far out. Bottom.
So someone's going to dive in that corner and the corner post is going to be knocked out.
Surely you go like BKR to be on TV.
I was considering that, but I literally did think of that. I'm like, no, do a corner post.
You
one.
could do the same as Haynes, where you had like, you predict exactly, because usually he's got a camera, doesn't he?
And
then
the drum. He's got the camera and the drum.
And that's what I was going to say.
do.
I thought you might say, one hand
more
camera,
like that,
one hand drum on TV.
Yeah, well, no, I'll do the corner post. You can do the...
Sometimes he'll dance for the camera, from what I've seen. So maybe BKR to dance on TV. I'm going to go I'm tipping Titans. I think Titans going to win. I think no Moses.
3 in a row.
Titans
Wow.
are playing good rugby league. And I'm going to go, as my internet crashes, shout out to the Orange Peelers HQ, I'm going the commentators to mention Jason Riles 4 or more times.
Yeah. Who will comment? I'm going to look at who's reffing this game.
Go for it.
It's Todd Smith. I'm going to look at all the refs. Who's reffing the Rabbitohs game? Please. Jared Sutton. Oh, okay.
Not Jared Sutton, the guy that loves South Sydney
No, he
and
does
rigs
not.
the games towards them. Oh,
Adam G.
no.
Okay, our referees for the week. Adam G's doing Sharks versus Tigers.
What round is it? 19?
Broncos versus Dragons is Liam Kennedy. Good luck with that.
Not a
And
Liam Kennedy fan?
Seagulls versus Eels versus Knights is Grant Atkins. Ash Klein isn't reffing this week. Is that a sign of he might be resting up for State of Origin?
That is exactly what it would be. Yeah. Considering you ref both Origins, I thought you just sort of assume he's reffing Origin anyway. Broncos Dragons.
He reffed it last year, didn't he? Ash Klein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broncos Dragons saying.
I'm going Broncos to finally get a win.
Yep.
Although, Dragons, what are they going to do? They
No
could
Bernard.
win this game.
No
Yeah, but
Lomax.
Broncos are without a lot of players as well.
Yeah, fair.
I'll go Broncos. They need to win. It's no... If Broncos lose this... I'll do it again. Broncos lose this game, season over. Mark my words. They're not finals, but they won't win the comp.
Remember last year at the start of the year when I predicted them to miss the top 8?
Yes, I do. It's pretty... Yeah.
It was pretty
But
damn
I did
bold,
not
but
expect Reynolds to be out for most of the year.
I said if Reynolds is out, that's why I could say. Do you remember that?
Yes, I
That's
do.
literally what I said. I said if Reynolds gets, the only way they're missing 8 is if Reynolds gets out. But he's a bit injury prone at the moment. If he gets injured, they can miss the top 8. And here we are. Your prediction?
My prediction is for Kevin Walters to be standing up in the coach's box with his arms crossed.
I like that.
Does that quite often, so... I was going to say wear an accessory because he wears a hat sometimes,
Yeah.
but he'll be...
The Benji Marshall special. I'm going Broncos as well. They just have to win at Suncorp. No Bennett, no Lomax. Although Dragons usually good one week, bad the next, so they're due for a good game. I'm going to go the good old reliable Chelsea dagger to be played.
Yeah, okay.
Da.
You just got to say that every Broncos home game.
Yeah, pretty much. They have to score a try.
Manly Knights. Manly at home.
Bit of a chest pump.
Yeah, no,
there,
it's
is
like
that?
a bloody gorilla there. I don't know what I'm doing.
gorilla. Yeah, Manly.
I'll go Manly at home.
No Cherry?
No, but...
I
I don't think the Knights deserve to be as high as they are.
No Ponga.
Because I just find them very just average side. But Manly at home I'll do.
Yup.
And I'll go Tom Travojevic to score a try.
That's pretty basic.
On the right side of the field.
Swear.
The camera field.
Turbo to
this side,
score
on the old
on the
grandstand
far
side. Yeah, the
side.
far side. Right side from the camera.
But it could be left.
No, I'm just saying, camera
far
faces
side.
out here.
Yeah.
This direction. I think it's east. I think it's east.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant... Yeah, okay, hang on.
Yeah, sorry, that's-
Score on the camera right side.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Just
That's
that end of the field.
on the camera right
Make
side.
it, yeah. You said it was a bit
one of the
easy, so I'll
halves.
do
No,
it.
yeah, that's fair enough. Maybe I'm just tricking you into doing tricky predictions. I think you might want to check because I think he's named at fullback.
Good.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference,
Could get
really.
injured.
Yeah,
More
don't
injury
imagine
prone.
that.
Can you quickly look at it while I give my prediction? I'm curious.
I think he is named at fullback.
I'm going Knights, though. I'm going Knights to win.
Okay.
A bit of an upset, and I'm going to go for it to rain.
Well, speak of the devil.
Ashley Klein appointed Origin. There you go. Breaking news.
What's
We'll
Hainsey going to
find
think of
out
this?
tomorrow. I can tell you exactly what he'd think. It rhymes with... It starts with
Corrupt.
C, and it rhymes with...
Yeah, we
Slick.
heard that a few times in our chats.
I mean, you just got to tune into his vlog.
Why
or
have
his
Manly not
story.
named their side?
Just go to the NRL.
Tom Trbojevic
He's
is
captain.
captain.
Captain Turbo.
Oh, they have named. They do it a weird way. I forgot that.
Tom Trbojevic fullback.
Yeah.
Bulldogs team list.
Not this week. Not this week.
Matt Burton named every position, I reckon. All right, that'll do us, Zane.
Yes, we're wrapped
What
up
a
for the
marathon. I'm puffed.
day. Let's trot.
Anything else to say?
Go to Bunnies.
Go the Blues.
I would not be surprised for a Rabbitohs Dolphins draw. That just if that happens,
He's
imagine,
just throwing it out there.
Yeah, just
very late
imagine
in
if
the
that
episode.
happened. How suspicious would that look?
Oh, because of point.
Yeah,
Up the Blues.
and just
Up
you're
Matt
watching
Burton.
Golden Point,
Let's
like they
drop
both like throw it and just do stupid
Yeah.
things and don't
Yeah,
kick field
that's it.
goals.
I can see that happening for sure.
Imagine. Anyway, let's trot.
Matt Burton, baby.